Hello again. This is Jennifer Wallace, physical therapist and owner at Duchenne Therapy Network. This is the next video in our series from the Duchenne Education series brought to you by Duchenne Therapy Network and CureDuchenne. Today's video is going to be all about ideas for school for our elementary school aged kids. We want their days to be as easy as possible, and they spend so much of it at school that I thought it would be helpful to give you a few ideas of things to look for to make things a little bit easier for your guys. It is often overlooked, but important to keep in mind, the total distance that your boy needs to walk during the entire school day. It does add up, and the cumulative distance that is required for him to participate in school may cause fatigue and undue stress on his muscles. So not just looking at the distance between the car and the classroom, but add up the distance out to the field, over to the library, into the computer room, to the lunch tables, to recess and back several times. There are many types of play structures at schools. There's small ones like this, maybe on the lower grade campus, and then there's much larger ones that the upper graders can play in as well. What you really want to watch for is what your individual playground has for your child. Things to watch out for are when there are too many stairs or ladders or other climbing apparatus, because we know that climbing is especially detrimental to muscle tissue for someone who has Duchenne. Not just climbing up. Climbing down is actually more detrimental than even climbing up. But you don't want them to do this repetitive task over and over again. So in the interest of their muscles, maybe help guide them to play a little, but then also do some imagination play or role playing with their friends rather than just seeing who can climb the fastest and the highest and chase each other up and down the structure. You want to watch for what the surface of the playground is as well. Sometimes there's wood chips, as what I'm standing on now. There's sand, there's a rubber surface, and then there's other surfaces out there. What you want to watch for is if it is a sand surface, that he's not choosing to play games like tag or running games in the sand because it causes the muscles to work too hard. Wood chips are typically okay, rubber surfaces are just fine, but you want to watch out for the sand surfaces if that's where he's choosing to play during recess. Some children just love to swing. Our guys with Duchenne have difficulty swinging, especially if they are experiencing trouble with trunk stability and core strength, which is a primary weakness related to Duchenne. Hand weakness may also affect their ability to swing. For younger children who are experiencing trunk instability or some core weakness, they may enjoy swinging in these more toddler-appropriate swings where they don't have to stabilize completely for themselves. A great option that has given our guys something different to do during recess and lunch to allow them to have fun with their friends but not be unsafe on the playground is to provide games that they like to play and that their peers like to play too. So if you could provide them, or if the school is able and willing to provide them something that they enjoy and that their peers would enjoy too, then they will have this whole group over at the tables playing with them. Again, to keep them involved with their peers, social and not isolated, and they will have something fun to do that everybody enjoys. PE, or physical education, can be a little tricky for someone who has Duchenne. We want them to participate with their peers and be out amongst them, learn about the sports and the athletics. But typical physical education activities are actually not good for someone who has Duchenne. Jumping, running, sprinting, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, all those things that are in the typical PE routine are actually not good for someone who has Duchenne. But we also don't want him to be isolated and put off into a room off to the side by himself. So there are some good ways to have him participate in PE and still enjoy it and be amongst his peers. One of the primary ways would be that he is the one who leads the stretching program. Stretching is such an important part of his life that it would be good for him to teach stretching to his peers and teach them how it is important for their lives too, because we all do need to stretch. And also, when they're out on the field and participating in sports, maybe he could be the coach and help pick teams or coach his own team because he has learned the sport. He could also be the timer when the other boys are running laps. He can be the lap counter if they need one. There's a lot of options to help keep him involved amongst his peers as one of them. Thank you for watching and spending some time at school with me. As always, CureDuchenne and Duchenne Therapy Network welcome questions and comments as well as suggestions for future videos. Please contact us at the information above. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to be notified when all new videos are released.